There are a few unwritten rules in the job search process, and as a recruiter, I'm here to share 3 of them with you. But before we get started, hi there, my name is Kim. I am a big tech recruiter and career advancement expert. I help professionals land higher paying jobs without stress or confusion. Before we get into the video, please subscribe to my channel. I would love to see you back here again. All right, let's get into it. The first rule for candidates is to avoid oversharing. As a recruiter, I love that my candidates feel comfortable to tell me what's going on with their life. But there is a difference between sharing personal information and sharing information that is too personal. In my opinion, the line is this something that you would tell a stranger or not? Here's some examples. A good piece of personal information might be a recruiter asking, "Why are you interested in moving to New York?" And you might say, "Well, I'd like to relocate because my wife just got a job in New York. And so our family is moving there and I'm looking for a new job." A poor example might be saying that you're looking for a new job because you're involved in a financial scandal or harassment or a legal dispute. And yes, folks, people do share things like that on recruiter calls. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not an automatic disqualification because we are looking to see if someone meets basic qualifications and if they can do the skills for the job. But I will say that it makes a recruiter or an interviewer a little bit uncomfortable if you share information that you wouldn't normally share with a stranger. So, Kim's rule is if you wouldn't say it to a stranger on vacation, don't say it during an interview. The next is a candidate no show. Now, I get it. Some recruiters are also known for being a no show, and that's not okay. Last minute cancellations, regardless of whether you are an interviewer or an interviewee, nobody likes them. The thing is that for candidates, when you are sharing availability or scheduling yourself for an interview and you're just a no show with no follow up communication, it's problematic on 2 fronts. Not only was the time selected either one of the times that you were available or a time that you selected on your own, but by being a no show, you are now taking that interview slot time away from someone who will be attending their interview, someone that might actually have to delay their conversation to a later time. Now, I understand that you, as a job seeker, it's not your responsibility to manage the recruiter's calendar, and that's valid. But I will say, for you as a job seeker, it also gives, rightly or wrongly, an impression of one of 2 things. Either that you're flaky or disorganized, or that you don't really have much interest in the job. Either way, we all have a finite amount of time in our day. And so continually rescheduling and no showing is not a good use of your time or the recruiter's time. As we know, life happens, and sometimes people need to reschedule. Kids get sick, pipes break, cars break down. Just be communicative with the interviewer. Even if you've already missed the time and you find yourself, "Oh, now I've gotten home, I need to ask to reschedule," communicate with the interviewer and let them know, "I'm so sorry, I had an emergency or I was not able to attend. Is there any way that we can reschedule?" The third is badmouthing your current employer or colleagues. This one's a little tricky because I think most candidates don't realize that they're actually doing it. Truth be told, I think most candidates think they're being funny. "Oh, I'm going to give a bit of a dig as a joke to kind of ease the nerves that I have," which is a very natural feeling. And I want to acknowledge that. But when we are evaluating whether we want to bring someone onto our team as a new person, part of the reason that we interview in the first place is because we want to see how someone behaved in their previous work experiences to anticipate how they will behave in this new work experience. So if someone is speaking poorly of a manager or colleague, that doesn't reflect well on them. Now, don't get me wrong, you might not be the problem. You may be telling the truth. And like I said, I don't endorse lying. But why are we investing energy in bad behavior from someone else in the past instead of moving forward and looking at what you want to be doing in the future? Another aspect of this might be if you are a people manager, how do you speak of those who report up through you? Do you speak like a servant leader, someone who takes pride in removing barriers and wants to see their team succeed? Or do you speak like it's exhausting and a bit of a burden? Folks, I get it. Sometimes we don't realize how we come across in interviews. So when you are rehearsing any sort of responses in anticipation of your interview, speak them out loud, speak them to a friend or a family member or someone that you trust so that you can get some honest feedback because there is a reason why you're looking for a new job. Maybe it's because you're excited about the new opportunity, or maybe it's because you're really trying to make a move to a location that's going to be a better fit for you in comparison to the place you're at now. There's nothing wrong with wanting to find a job that's going to be a better fit for you. But just recognize that the purpose of the interview is for interviewers to anticipate how someone will behave in the future based off of the examples of how they behaved in the past. So be aware of that in the examples that you choose and how you choose to frame those examples. Folks, the good news about all three of these examples that I've shared with you today is they are all in your control. It's just about mastering the reframe. How do you position what was happening in your day to day? And how do you position it in a way that shows positivity as opposed to a negative mindset? If you found this video helpful, please give it a save and forward it to someone who's currently interviewing that you think this might be helpful. Thank you so much for stopping by. So glad to have you here. Happy job hunting and God bless. Bye bye.